This is Crypto Dilo. Thanks for hopping on to today's podcast. I'm with my boy Ryan.
What is going on, you guys? Thank you for tapping in. Much appreciated. As always, my name is Ryan Prentice, or Ryan the Crypto Guy.
And we are the Master Nodes. So remember to follow our personal social media accounts to stay up to date with us. My boy's Ryan is at Ryan the Crypto Guy. Mine is at Crypto Dilo. And make sure to stay till the end to hear some additional resources. So you guys can get more in this space. You guys need to be in this space.
Yes, and today's topic of discussion is, are NFTs dead? We're going to be going over a couple of reasonings why or why not we believe they are dead. So during this podcast, we're actually also doing a live podcast on Instagram. From time to time, me and Nestor are going to be recording live podcasts on Instagram and TikTok. So make sure to follow us at the Master Nodes on either platform, so that way you guys could get this early access to these podcasts. Because since these podcasts are being done live, we usually post them the next day or even the following week, sometimes weeks ahead. So make sure y'all tap into our live podcast as well. So the first question is, are NFTs dead? What do you think?
I personally do not think they are, but let's kind of get into what they are for people who do not know. Simply put, they're
Right.
just assets that are on the blockchain. Non-fungible token, that's what it stands for. So token just means that it's on the blockchain, tracked by the blockchain. Pretty interesting there. Non-fungible just means it's not really exchangeable one-to-one. So let's talk about dollars. They are fungible. A $20 bill is always going to be a $20 bill, and you're going to be able to exchange the two, right? Same thing for a dollar and 50 cents with 50 cents. Those things are fungible, right? But let's get into something that is not fungible, non-fungible. This just means that you can't exchange it. Think about houses, right? Even if the house is on the same block with the same amount of bedrooms, with the same amount of bathrooms and garage space, even square footage, these houses, they still are not going to be exchangeable. You can't just exchange one house for one house because they are going to be different values at the end of the day. Some other things, art, that's not fungible. Maybe tickets as well, right? On Ticketmaster, you're gonna see all the different prices of all the different tickets because each one can be different price depending on how good the seating is, the sound, whatever. Even AMC is doing that, right? It's pretty crazy. You have different seats, you pay different prices. These are non-fungible anymore. Now, how can you get something that's non-fungible on the blockchain? This is how, right? So you can make a digital version of kind of anything, right? A lot of people just think it's a pudgy penguin, right? Or just some
Or
cute
bored
stuff.
ape.
Yeah, right. It's just, oh wow, it's a little dude who doodled something on a piece of paper. Well,
Mm-hmm.
it could be a lot more. Now, yeah, it's just a digital asset on the blockchain.
The way I like to think about NFTs is ownership. It's proof of ownership essentially. So, like, the original idea of an NFT was um, colored coins. Colored coins was the first NFT, like, unofficially, because it wasn't intended to be an NFT originally, from what Jordan told us. However, unofficially is the first actual NFT, and the reason why was because it was ownership. It was a smart contract that was put out there, and if you own that NFT, then you owned whatever that NFT was tied to. I believe back then it was real estate. A lot of real estate contracts were being put into NFTs back then. Also car ownership as well, from when I looked into it. So that's what whenever I think of NFTs, I think of ownership. Whether you own something physical that's connected to the NFT, like they are doing now with property. I know a place out in we actually met people out in LA. Remember that they were looking to own a property in Joshua Tree, and they were going to throw their NFTs inside of that property. I believe they actually did that, because I do remember hearing something about that as of recent, and it's crazy because for you just to have something virtual and then move that into something physical that you could actually have, I think that's what's really going to drive the space more. But we'll get into that a little bit later. But yeah, when I think of NFTs, I think of ownership.
Yeah, so to go back to like the original question is, are they dead? I definitely don't think they are dead.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like a lot of people just label it as dead because people aren't as interested in it.
Yeah, the hype isn't there.
Crypto, prime example.
Mm-hmm.
So many people were talking to me about cryptocurrency when it was all time high.
Mm-hmm.
Now people don't even want to mention it. So
Yeah.
it's just because the hype has died down. A lot of people think, okay, it's over. There's no more money going into it, but I think that's the exact opposite. Most of the time when things go down, a lot of institutions are looking for great deals. So what they do is they kind of swoop in when everything's low and they buy either more of the asset or they invest into these technologies because an NFT is just a type of technology. So I think that's kind of what they're doing right now. Low risk because everything's not all time highs and they're able to kind of like get into it. And I think this kind of ties back to our last episode of like um, talking about the Reddit Super Bowl collab, but crypto and the Super Bowl, they're not with it anymore, right? No more crypto ads. So they're playing
Well,
the
not crypto
market.
ads, no more crypto company ads. That's what they made specific. Like crypto companies can't jump on
Oh,
there
okay.
and try to advertise their companies on
But
there.
they could advertise like the cryptocurrency.
I don't know how you would do so without a crypto company being tied to it. I think that's where the loop, where the catch is, like where crypto is kind of banned from the Super Bowl because like a crypto company would have to endorse cryptocurrency
Yeah, in a way, because
in
I
a
think
way,
maybe we could
unless it's like a
also like
CBDC or something like that, you know?
yeah, or like somebody can do an ad for Bitcoin. Like
Yeah, but who's
Bitcoin
gonna
is like
do that?
yeah, yeah.
You know?
I think that's kind of where it's like yeah, it does.
Yeah.
They for sure aren't doing it because
Mhm.
no one would do it. You
Yeah, no one would do it. Yeah, unless
know,
it's a cryptocurrency based
who's
company.
gonna send like 32 mil just to endorse a cryptocurrency?
Yeah, yeah, no.
Elon Musk.
I'd rather use that money to buy
Yeah.
it. I think that NFTs aren't necessarily dead. But I do definitely agree that the hype is has dropped drastically. You know, there's still a strong community. I still know a lot of people. Shout out to the boy Warren. Warren and his homie Evaded are strong and still heavy within the cryptocurrency community. Actually, Loud Punks were released recently, and they are the owners of Rolling Loud, or the owners or creators of them are Rolling Loud. And essentially, what that did was if you owned the Loud Punk NFT, that gave you lifetime access to not just one festival, not two, all the Rolling Loud festivals all over the world. So not just LA, not just New York, not just Florida. You're talking about LA, New York, Florida, Portugal. I don't even know Thailand. I don't even know where else they have their Rolling Louds. I know there's like 3 or 4 more that
Mhm.
they set up in the past year. And these are just Rolling Louds that are constantly year round. So imagine going to like 8 or 9 festivals a year that's completely paid for. All you got to do is fly to those destinations, book a hotel, and you get to go to a festival for free for the rest of your life. Like that's
Yeah,
the insane utility, you know. And people are just so sleep on NFTs right now that I guarantee you, once the NFT hype comes back, we're gonna see a lot more sales specifically in loud punks.
I think that could definitely be a possibility.
Yeah.
And you could think about like yeah, like businesses are playing like the long game with it too,
Mm-hmm.
because it's pretty interesting how like it kind of went like relatively cheap because when you think about like Rolling Loud, you probably spend like what like 400 $500 for like the weekend.
Maybe like 600 for just a concert.
Yeah, and I don't think they were going
The
for a lot.
2,500.
Yeah, so you think about relatively that's like what
What,
five?
maybe 3 or 4 festivals?
Yeah, and they're gonna probably eventually get like tired of going to festivals, I think, or maybe outgrow them. But
But then
when
they
they
could sell them.
sell them,
Yeah.
yeah, they also are gonna be giving like a percentage.
Mm-hmm.
They also have like those creator fees,
Yeah.
so they will be getting a percentage of
The
those sales,
royalties.
and
Yeah.
they're gonna be a lot more than 2,500, and they're gonna be getting that probably for a long time. So I think this is kind of how they could run subscription. This is how they could run like concerts
Mm-hmm.
or like you said, exclusive access to a lot of different things. Like I'm pretty sure Rolling Loud is just one of them.
Have you
Because
ever heard of the term grandfathered in?
Mhm.
So like I think if they were to run subscriptions like that, people would be more enticed to get rarer subscriptions that are cheaper. Like, let's say it's a Netflix subscription. Let's say right now it's like, I don't know the exact price is, like $10.99 a month, right? And then 20, 30 years from now, let's say it's like, because of inflation, like $45.99 a month. Well, I would want to get the rarer NFT for $10.99 a month, and I'll pay more for that NFT, for that subscription NFT. So that way I can pay $10.99 a month instead of what the current price is if I was to buy an NFT from them today
Mhm.
at $45.99 a month. You get what I mean?
Yeah, yeah.
Like, that would be pretty interesting to see in the whole subscription aspect of it. But I think we're still a little bit of ways from that, just because companies aren't as encouraged to jump into the Web3 space as much as others. So I think it's going to take some time for rollout to happen. Um, but
And I
yeah,
think
I
it
mean,
kind of depends too. I feel like they're kind of like getting forced to do it with like Instagram doing it. You know, they're just integrating all these different businesses, all these different wallets, you know, different ways you can connect it to your browser. Like everybody can have access to it.
mhm.
So the fact that a lot of people are rolling out things already is like kind of like, okay, now I have to get in it. But
Yeah.
like how they're gonna do it, I feel like kind of leads us to the next question: is like, how do you think we could revive the NFT industry?
Mhm.
First off, yeah, we don't really think it's dead, to be honest, right? But how could we revamp it? I think it's kind of like a thing of creativity. Like
Mhm.
Rolling Loud, I think was a great um, kind of like, okay, that was so obvious. Now other people are gonna be like, okay, it works.
Like Coachella, yeah,
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 Hell,
yeah.
there's
so many festivals out there, so many.
Yeah.
and you're just
Raves.
kind of getting.
Yeah, there's like Shrek raves, right?
Yeah.
Imagine if he dropped the NFT and is like, okay, I have a rave. We're going touring. You can go to any of them that you want. You get two accesses with this NFT, and you'll
Yeah.
be able to check it all with the blockchain. It'll be like, boom, that's dope.
Yeah. I think it's
Yeah,
just a matter of accessibility to more people. You know, not a lot of people know how to set those NFTs up. I mean, we've looked into it ourselves, you know, and it's kind of been a struggle. Well, I remember when we looked into it, it was like, wow, this is a lot. Like, you got to have a solid team behind any NFT project, no matter how big or how small, because anything can go wrong in it, you know. And it's all about liability at the end of the day. And you want the NFT to run as smoothly as possible, transfer of ownership to run as smoothly as possible. So you need to make sure your smart contract is like 100 and ready to go. So that way, you know, it's easier. And I think once more and more people get access or get more familiar with how NFTs are set up and how, you know, transfer of ownership works between them, I think making those contracts will become easier over time.
Yeah, and I feel we're already kind of getting in that stage of like almost anybody can do this, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I think that's what we need in order for it to be like, okay, there's gonna be a lot of people who are gonna make a lot of NFTs. Most of them are gonna like flop, but we
Mm-hmm.
can learn from like all of the different ones, the ones that do really well and the ones that don't.
Mm-hmm.
And then that's where you get this evolution. And I think it's gonna be a lot faster because everybody has the internet. Everyone can download an app that works for everyone, and then now we can have everybody doing all these different things. And another thing is like this could be your receipt. Simple
Mm-hmm.
as that, right? You go to a hot dog stand, that's the rarest in the world, and then you get an NFT that says rarest weenie, right? Imagine having that on your crypto wallet. I think that would be like so funny, you know, and then that's something you'd flex and then like, oh yeah, it's in Ohio. I had to go all the way to Ohio to do this. Right? And it's gonna be like a badge of honor. And these are gonna be like different things that you could just flex. Your crypto wallet is public as well. So if you tell your friends, hey, check out my wallet, you know, hey, this is where I've been. This is when I went to Yosemite. You could see the Yosemite NFT. It was the winter season. Like you could see all these different things. Like once we have that like kind of integrated, it's gonna be like the social media. We'll be able to flex with all these different things. So yeah, it's definitely I think where we're heading, and it's gonna be so interesting to watch.
No, yeah, I definitely agree. Do you own any NFTs?
Yes, I do. I do have a couple. Um, one that I'm very deep in. is Kangaroo Heroes. Let me pull up Kangaroo Heroes for y'all.
And as a side question, have you seen them decline in value or remain the same over time?
I think it depends on when you bought it in terms of E, not really, but maybe like if you bought it like when ETH was really high and you paid that amount. Like I think it just depends. Um Floor price for people who whitelisted, I think was like 0.07. So if you caught it floor price right when it listed, then you got your point 0.2 ETH. I got some of mine at 0.01 ETH. I mean 0.1 ETH. Yeah, nah, that'd be too cheap. Yeah, nah, that'd be crazy though. But yeah, I got most of mine in bulk, under floor, what it is currently. So I mean, in terms of like money, I think it's gone down in value if that makes sense. But in terms of ETH, I'm actually up, and I think ETH is more valuable personally. But these are pretty interesting. They're actually collaborated with a team. I don't know if you guys know who Prince Donnell is, but he's a very interesting man. He's created jumping jack tax services, and he sells life insurance. He kind of does a lot. Um, he's also very big on social media. That's kind of where I met him. Um, and he's provided so much value to me in terms of like what he's taught. He gives away free information, free game, and it's pretty lit. So I decided to buy into it. They have utility. What Ryan was talking about, this is not just an art piece. Although they are pretty nice, right? I don't know. If you
Yeah,
can
that's
see
cool.
them, you're gonna see them on our podcast. But they're pretty nice, right? They're little just action figures of Ruse. Some of them have different backgrounds. Some of them have chains. Some of them have glasses. But some of them have like special attributes. You're gonna see some that are looking like superheroes. You're gonna see some with this one. This one has an ETH chain. So literally, it's a chain with an Ethereum logo, and that gives you access to a cryptocurrency event.
Hmm.
Some of them have VR goggles, like this one has VR goggles. That gives you access to a VR event. All of these give you access to RuCon. Some of these, they're saying that they're gonna start adding in some cash flow. So if you own some kangaroos, you could actually get a bit of cash flow from the merchandise sales of these specific Rue heroes.
Wow.
Yeah, and this one right here, it actually has a superpower. Says superpower. You could see it. It has a very big rarity too. Very nice. It's 97. There's only 5,000 of these, and so it's very good. 97. That's insane. Um, yeah, this one gives you actual comic books. So they ship you out comic books and also give you NFT comic books that only you get access to. And these are about financial literacy. So he preaches about financial literacy. He has Rue University, which has stuff about business, uh, finances, obviously taxes, life insurance, you name it.
Hmm.
And yeah, it's a lot of great utility. You're also in a Discord with a lot of people who obviously with like minds, and you basically can buy into a community and learn all this stuff and have a cool little NFT as well. But yeah, there's a lot of cool other things. You guys can look up if you guys want the Discord too. I can give you guys the Discord. Anybody's welcome, I believe, but there is specific chats for holders. So
Interesting.
yeah, they're pretty cheap right now too. Floor is 0.09. If you guys want more information, you can always hit me up. I'll sell you one. Yeah, I got some cool ones. But yeah, it's a lot more of just the pictures, the community. I feel like that's the biggest thing you're buying into.
Yeah. I have some NFTs as well. They're not as big, but one of them that I like utilizing or using a lot is Diamond Supply Co., the skating brand company. So they came out with the NFT for their SV collection or design. And so you bought a picture. It was like a virtual picture of a Nike SB, and it was all like like it was different versions of what Diamond has done with them. And from there, you got access to exclusive events. You got anytime I want to order anything through Diamond Supply. Let's say they have a new drop, and I'm like, oh, this is pretty sick. I like this sweater. I like this shirt or whatever. I get a percentage off of their merchandise. Yeah, I think it's like either it's not 50. I know it's like 25 or 30% off. Yeah, there we
That's
go.
very good. If you spend $100, $25 you're saving.
Yeah. So uh that's one of the utilities that I like about that one. Another thing is you get access to their other NFTs that they sell. So and anyone that they collab with, you get already whitelisted for those NFTs automatically. They did one actually with the hundreds. I don't know if you know who the hundreds are. It's like a brand. It has like a bomb on it.
I think I've maybe seen the brand, but I am not familiar.
Yeah. So the brand the hundreds, it was like popular when Diamond Supply Co was like really popular as well. They did a NFT as well, and then you automatically got whitelisted for their NFT. And so yeah, just a lot of nostalgia going on. So I personally really liked it. And that's why I just got it. I didn't get it because there was hype around it. I didn't get it because, someone told me to get it. I got it because I wanted it. So sometimes it could also be you like it, you want it, and you buy it. And it could just be a piece of art that doesn't really have utility to it, but you like what it looks like. You really mess with the artist, and you're
And
just
at
going
the
to
end of
buy
the
it.
day,
Just like a
it's
physical.
ownership too.
Yeah.
So it's like you like that art, okay, now you own that art.
Mhm.
And that means you get right to put that on your TV in your own business. So
Mhm.
put that on your wall or write it, wrap your car in it, like
Yeah.
you could do what you want because of the ownership. And I think that's the biggest part.
Yeah.
You could have loved all the comic books, but imagine if you got the chance to own the original, like own them, like actually
Yeah.
own 'em.
Some actually last week in when we did our podcast about the Super Bowl, I was talking about the uh co-founder of Reddit, and I can't remember his name exactly at this time, but I know the co-founder of Reddit, he was asked, like, why do you mess with NFTs so much? Why do you like NFTs so much? Because Reddit has a thing where every so often they give away NFTs for free. You can mint as long as you pay for the minting fee, you get NFTs for free. Of course, there's really not a lot of value in them, but they're free NFTs, why not? And so um people were asking him, like, why do you like NFTs so much? And he said the way he liked, or the reason why he liked NFTs was he thought about it like this. Imagine if you can go back in time and buy a piece of Disneyland stock. Like, let's say you go back 100 years and you buy just a small fraction of Disneyland stock and you become an owner. You would be really happy about that. But if you can go even further back and buy the actual drawings of Mickey Mouse, the original drawings, you would be ecstatic because those would be worth 10 times the amount of the stock ownership. So that's why he likes NFTs, because if you can go back and be the first person to buy a sketch of something, and later on down that line, there's a possibility that sketch can become another Mickey Mouse. You would go ballistic. So I think it's just that opportunity and the amount of actually having ownership of something that could have the possibility of being something even greater.
Yeah, and it could work in a lot of different facets too.
Mhm.
Like you're saying, drawings, art, music. It could like literally be music files. It could be like videos. It could be pictures. Pretty much anything that you could put digital, you can make it into an NFT in a way. Would you purchase more NFTs?
That's a good question. I think as of right now, I'm more focused on trading cryptocurrency than anything, or just trading in general. If the opportunity were to present itself and I was to have the funds to do so, I think yeah, I would. I really wanted to get those loud punks, because like the value from that alone. Imagine being able to go to any festival you wanted in the world for a Rolling Loud for free. That's insane. I can go to every single Rolling Loud festival for the next 10 years if I wanted to in LA, if I was to have ownership of that. And what makes it even more interesting is you get front of the stage access. They're gonna start getting off a piece of the front of the stage specifically for Loud Punk holders. They're gonna be getting off VIP areas specifically for Loud Punk holders. And so it's like getting VIP access to a festival yearly forever for free, as long as you hold. You just got to spend $2,500 and you get.
What's crazy is like not even free either, because like, well, I mean, you always have to pay an upfront fee.
Yeah.
That could appreciate.
Yeah.
So you could also get paid some money to do that.
Yeah.
Like imagine you bought two, had one for yourself, boom, sold the other one for double. You just paid for your own thing, and now you have some money.
Yeah.
That's insane.
Yeah.
So you could be on like flip and also hold on both sides.
Yeah. Yeah. And so I don't know, just if I was to get into an NFT purchase again, I think that's what I would purchase. But besides that, I don't know. I mean, I really don't see myself purchasing more NFTs right now at this time. But then again, I've never really been the type to have the want for NFTs, if that makes sense. Like I've wanted some NFTs that I have already purchased, but as of late, I haven't seen any that I was like, oh no, I want that. Besides the Rolling Loud one, it's very rare if I come across something where it's like, oh, I want that. Because when I look for NFTs, I look for utility that won't necessarily benefit everyone, but that'll benefit me. So like thinking about it when I bought the Diamond Supply Co NFT, I bought that one because I really like Diamond Supply Co. And whenever I get their merchandise, I would want a discount on it every time, So that's going to benefit me personally, as opposed to, let's say I was to sell it. I mean, there's not a whole lot of people that like Diamond Supply Co. There might be, but not as much as there used to be. There's no hype around it, And so it will only benefit very specific people. And I feel like those are the type of NFTs that I like going after.
Yeah, I feel like I said, NFTs are kind of community based. And that's what's cool is like, oh, not only do I get to get specific advantages of part of this community, but now I have a bunch of people that I can talk to in this community as well. So it's like that all like the same thing. So it's pretty bang, But yeah, I would purchase more NFTs. I definitely think I'm in that avenue. I'm not necessarily going hard buying all the NFTs, but I definitely am kind of treating it like an investment, concentrating, and then diversifying after. But definitely, I think we are going in the right direction.
Yeah. And so lastly, before we wrap up today's podcast, do you think NFTs are here to stay?
Based on all of the things I just told you, I would say it's a resounding yes.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's just the next evolution. How long are we gonna like have these NFTs until the next evolution? We'll see. But I definitely think they're here to stay and for a while.
Yeah. I think you are correct. It's the next evolution of ownership, and it's definitely, like I said, going to take a little bit before a lot of people get more attracted to the idea of NFTs, just because of the complexity of setting up NFTs. But I think once people get more used to how NFTs are supposed to be set up and the proper way to set them up and release them to the public, then more and more people are going to be put onto the idea of, okay, maybe NFTs are a thing, and then that also has to tie into cryptocurrency too. I personally feel, because in order to buy the NFTs, you have to use crypto. And so you got to be turned on to both ideas at the same time in order to want to be enticed to jump into the whole Web3 space, And this is Web3, we saw how long it took for the transfer of Web1 to Web2. Now we're seeing Web2 to Web3. It's going to take a little bit, We're not just going to jump into it right away. It didn't take forever. I think between Web2 and Web3, I mean, between Web 1 and Web 2, it took about maybe 15 years, I would say, to get fully integrated. So right now, or maybe like
I feel like
5 years in, you think it'll be cut in half the time?
I think so, because like the internet,
Yeah, I guess there's more access for people to want to advance to the next level.
Information is just everywhere.
Yeah,
well. Like
that's the hope, but it's also
on the computer, like look it up.
I feel like for me, it's like the insecurity of people's ideas,
like unconscious. Like they're gonna be like, oh, download this app, and then this is how you're gonna get access to your this is how you're gonna get your medication receipts.
Yeah.
And then you're like, oh, I didn't know it was a wallet. Like,
yeah, I didn't know. Yeah. I think that's the way it's gonna have to go because people aren't gonna be like, oh, but I gotta set up a Coinbase account, and then okay, now I gotta link my wallet. I don't even know how to link. Or how do I even set up a wallet? First of all, if you could just make it like easy for people to do so, like, okay, download this app. All right, you could buy your NFT. There you go. It's yours.
I mean, that's kind of how it is on MetaMask.
But like you still have to go through the process of setting everything up. You get what I mean? I'm just saying, like, people like ease of use. People like just getting it and it's done. They don't like waiting around, having to set things up, having to verify your email, having to do this, having to do that. That's
why I think there's a 1%, because of all those different things.
1%. What do you mean?
Yeah, because not everybody's willing to do all that.
No, yeah.
A lot, which is insane.
Yeah, it's not a lot, and so, but a lot of people aren't willing to do that. And I think once someone designs something where it's just like, all right, download this app, put in your credit card, all right, here you go, you can start buying crypto. Yeah,
because we're gonna be in there since the beginning.
Yeah,
and then ease of use is there. Boom, and it's already so easy, which is
just people need to be more prone to the idea of using it. We need to start becoming more like El Salvador. It's like being like, all right, I'm gonna go to the gas station and just spend my crypto.
Yeah.
How much in Bitcoin? How many Satoshis do I owe you?
We're gonna be talking sats.
Yeah. So, all right, guys. Well, that's all the time we have for today's podcast. Thank you guys for tapping in. Much appreciated as always. Remember to follow and subscribe to our personal social media accounts on Instagram, Facebook, LinkedIn, TikTok, and Twitter, all at the Masternodes. Our visual podcast experience can be found on YouTube, and our audio podcast experience can be found on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Stitcher, Google Podcasts, and all your other favorite podcast sources. Remember to visit our website, www.themasternodes.square.site, and subscribe to our email list to receive the latest and greatest cryptocurrency information.
We also have a couple of other great resources for you guys. Discord is one of them. Like we were kind of talking about with NFTs, we want a community. So if you guys are interested in joining a community that are kind of like-minded, then you should definitely link up with us. You can comment down below. You can DM us. We'll send you over that link so that you guys can hop in there and we can talk, because that's how we're all going to be getting richer with this education. Speaking of education, we are also teamed up with an online university that teaches people about cryptocurrency, investing, stocks, options, Forex, and so much more. And they'll get you from A to Z with all that. If you are interested in being mentored and you're not afraid to invest in yourself, then this is definitely a place for you. Like we said, you can DM us. We'll be here for you guys. You can DM us, I'm ready, and we'll get you guys that video so you guys can get all the great information that we can give you guys. And we appreciate you guys for hopping on to today's podcast and today's live. As always, have yourselves a great day and try your best to choose kindness.
Yes, thank you everyone for tapping in. Much appreciated as always, and bless up.
Here at the Masternodes, we are not making any claims as to income you may earn. Before entering any agreement, please use caution and seek the advice of a professional advisor, such as attorney or financial advisor.
Please ensure your own research is done before investing any money into the market.